We're ready now. I'm Britta Dimmler. Welcome to our Sweet Sleep class. And so just a couple of questions, things to think about. Do you sleep well? Do you wake up a lot during the night? Are you ready to go? Or are you just like, oh, I'm still so tired? Maybe you toss and turn, or maybe you are a worrier and you worry your way through the night. Some people, this might be you, maybe you're relying on sleep aids or alcohol that leave you groggy and actually affect your health. So we actually spend a third of our life sleeping. So we know that sleep is essential for our health, and it's clearly something our bodies need. Yet many of us struggle in some way in this area. We either don't sleep enough, we wake up throughout the night. That's me a lot right now. We might have trouble falling asleep, have trouble functioning because we're tired the next day. And we're talking about with sleep, it's not just kind of that, yeah, so sleep and I'm moving the next day, but it's that really deep, true rest that we want for our body and our mind. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, and maybe give you some ideas on how to achieve that. I'm sorry, that is right there in the middle. I don't know how to get that out of there. Let me try this. Nope, it's not going to work. All right. Well, hopefully it'll go away. Okay, so the problem with our nighttime habits, there are many things that can affect our sleep. Things like stress, family responsibilities, work hours, sickness, even our evening habits. And while some of these are out of our control, a lot of what affects our sleep can be shifted toward better habits and outcomes. So, how many of you are on this late at night when you're ready to go to bed? How many of you sleep with this by your bed, or maybe it's your computer or your tablet, or you have a TV on? Any of all of those things, the LED lights, they are all affecting our health and our brain. This blue lights in them can actually have detrimental effects on our sleep. It can delay our sleep onset, reduce our natural melatonin levels, reduce that REM or REM sleep, and even have effects long after we turn off the devices. The disruption is due to more than just the blue light, okay? We have to remember that these devices, our phones, our tablets, our computers, they're designed to trigger arousal in the brain. Okay. These are created to activate our brain, and they do a lot of good. It's our encyclopedia and our dictionary and our map and a lot of us say this is my life, right? My brain is in this phone. Well, what it's doing though to this brain, our real brain, is it activates it and it disrupts it. And so then when we use them before bed, it's like hitting the mute button on our sleep signals. So ideally, don't use any devices during the last 2 to 3 hours before bed. Okay. And I know some of you are like, well, that's not going to work because I'm watching TV, or that's how I relax. That's how I wind down. Right. But we absolutely have to protect our boundaries around technology when it comes to sleep. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. The other big thing that some people have fallen into is it's tempting to turn to a glass of wine or other form of alcohol to help you wind down from the worries of the day. And in fact, millions of people turn to alcohol at night as their go-to sleep aid, with about 20% of Americans relying on it to help them fall asleep. But drinking, especially the closer that you get to going to sleep, will actually do you more harm than good. So alcohol may help you drift off initially, but that down regulation wears off, causing multiple nighttime awakenings and reduced REM sleep, which is that deep recovery sleep that we also desperately need. So again, it's best to avoid alcohol the 2 to 3 hours before sleep. So if you only make a shift in those two habits, put your phone away. And even if you're like, well, I have to check it until 10 o'clock, but your bedtime's at 11, put it away and read a book for the last hour, or listen to music, do things that will help calm you down, right? And we'll talk about that too. But if you shift just those two habits, quit drinking at late at night and get rid of your screens, you'll see a big impact on sleep. All right, so we're going to talk briefly about the science of oils. And some of you might be like, okay, I didn't come here for a science class. I don't want to do that. Hang on here with me, because I think it'll make sense. So essential oils are simply the aromatic compounds naturally found in shrubs, flowers, roots, leaves, stems, and other parts of the plant. If you've been around a while, you probably know that, right? So we talk about that a lot. The power of an essential oil lies in its individual constituents, which is the individual compounds and pieces of the plant's innate system, and then the synergy, the connections between those constituents. So some examples of aromatic constituents of essential oils include terpenes, monoterpenes, and phenols. These are just chemistry words to describe the physical structure, but what's important here is the essential oils have a predominantly ring-like structure that is lipid soluble, okay? So they're ring-like, they're lipid soluble. And we care about this because those properties allow essential oils to penetrate our cell membranes and travel easily through the blood and the tissues. So each cell in our body is surrounded by a lipid membrane, which is good because we don't want to allow just anything inside the cell, right? But sometimes it can be difficult for vitamins and minerals and herbs to reach problem areas. And a lot of money goes toward creating solutions like this. And the oils already are the perfect design. They're small ringed structures and they're lipid soluble. So studies over the last decades have found that rosemary may enhance alertness and combat candida. Orange and lemon oil have been demonstrated to suppress tumors, actually. And thyme and can wash bacteria from produce. Studies like this are plentiful on PubMed. So you can go to pubmed.gov and you can see, you can type in, whatever essential oil and whatever the situation you want to work on and get more information on. So that's part of the constituents. And then there's also the smell emotion connection. And inhaling oils can shift our mood, emotions, and our sleep and wake patterns. So we can use all these things to our advantage and curate a toolbox of natural solutions for all our needs, including sleep, right? So the connection between oils and sleep has a lot to do with the science of oils, the anatomy of the brain, and the way scents affect our brain. The connection starts in the limbic system, which is back here. It often is referred to as the emotional brain. And this portion of the brain contains the hippocampus, the amygdala, the hypothalamus, and the thalamus. It handles emotional response, anger, fear, libido, hormone function, behavior, motivation, long-term and short-term memory, sleep patterns, reproduction, and your sense of smell. Like that handles a lot of stuff, right? So when we breathe in an essential oil, the molecules enter our limbic system and elicit, the limbic system's up here, I guess. And it elicits a physical and emotional response. So just breathing in the oil, it makes you stop and take a breath, right? Just holding it up to your nose. And even if you're like, oh, I can't smell it. If you're breathing it in, through your nose or even through your mouth, it's going to go up through your limbic system and you're going to have a reaction to it. Okay. So because each essential oil is derived from a different plant part, every oil has a completely unique chemical profile. So the chemical profile of the oil is what determines its benefits. So for example, some constituents can give an oil a soothing or a calming aroma. And think about, what do you love that's soothing and calming? Maybe type it into the comments, your favorite soothing and calming oil. Other constituents can make an oil cleansing, cooling, or invigorating. Maybe you're like, oh, I really love that peppermint, or I really love tea tree, right? Those are really invigorating and kind of get you going. When it comes to supporting healthy sleep, using essential oils with more calming aromas can be useful for creating a relaxing atmosphere. And we can use the scent brain connection to help slow our brain waves and move our physical bodies toward sleep. So a good night of sleep always makes you feel amazing, but did you know that sleep has even more effects than just having energy? Okay. Sleep helps to strengthen your immune system, sharpen your ability to focus, provide mental clarity and strong decision-making, reduce stress levels. It helps maintain healthy weight, and it can increase your positive outlook and mood. I don't think we give sleep nearly enough credit. And like when I read stuff like this, I'm like, oh yeah, it does do all of that stuff too. But I just kind of go, oh yeah, I'm going to bed, and because I'm tired, and I don't think about how it's really replenishing my body. So when we sleep, our brain and our bodies go through important processes necessary for growth, learning and memory, and recuperation of the body systems. Without sleep, our bodies cannot effectively make more white blood cells, create neurons, repair muscles, produce antioxidants, or generate nerve pathways, making sleep as important as survival as important to survival as food and water. So poor sleep, especially chronic poor sleep, triggers a cascade of negative consequences, from insulin resistance to heart disease to difficulty concentrating to anxiety and even more. But as important as sleep is for our physical bodies, it's even more important for our brain. Having enough quality sleep is essential for our brains to function correctly and for us to feel emotionally stable. So let me just give you a visual that I'm sure you will, if you've ever been around a child, you will understand this. So think about a toddler who needs a nap. Okay, so picture them in your brain. They're whiny, they're cranky. Every little mishap sends them into a downward spiral, right? Are you seeing, like, you probably have a visual of like a certain child even. They trip and then the tears start flowing. The banana breaks in half and they start crying even harder, right? Or their balloon floats away and they're just bawling. The sibling looks at them and then they just lose it completely. So their brain is actually, it cannot function properly at this point. They don't have access to the prefrontal cortex where logical thinking occurs because they are tired. And that same thing happens to us as adults, especially in the presence of chronic poor sleep. So nobody wants to be a whiny toddler, do you? So let's talk about things we can do. And hopefully you do this one at least, right? The power of diffusing, because we know that our sense of smell is directly related to our emotions, our sleep cycle, and our mood because of that limbic system. So that means we can intentionally use aromatherapy to process past emotional traumas, rewire the signals in the brain, and set the stage for deep sleep and true physical and emotional rest. The aromatherapy, or just breathing in those oils, so when we're diffusing, that's aromatherapy. It sends messages to the brain through our cranial nerves and our limbic system. So this means that inhaling oils triggers this area. It helps us to rest, reset, and recharge. Diffusing is a great way to get the benefit of these oils for yourself and especially for the other people around you, right? Everybody benefits, including your animals, by the way. And when you want to use the power of scent to help you sleep, simply establish a positive association. So, for example, grab your cedarwood oil, put some drops, up 8 to 10 drops if you want, in your diffuser, set it next to you as part of your wind down routine. You could even do this if you're watching TV. Make sure you're diffusing something that's calming, that's going to help you relax, and don't have it clear across the room. Maybe you have it on the table next to you, right? Like, that's the relaxing diffuser that I'm going to start every night as part of my routine. If you take a shower at night, diffuse while you shower or while you wash your face, meditate, journal. Just, anything that you're doing, getting ready for bed, you're breathing in the calming aroma of cedarwood. The next night you use it during your wind down routine again. And if you do this for a few nights in a row, eventually when you breathe in the aroma of cedarwood, you'll have a positive association between its scent and sleep. The other thing, though, is that if you breathe it in during the day, you will get that relaxing feeling, right? So even if you're like, okay, I'm in the day and I need to be going and I need my brain to be alert, how many times in the day do you get really stressed out and you're like on overload and I can't think and I'm just like, I don't know what to do? If I smell that scent of cedarwood right in that stress moment, guess what my body is going to do? It's going to be like, oh yeah, I remember this. We breathe, we relax. We just, we're able to handle this. We calm down. So just doing that, and if cedarwood's not your thing, peace and calming, stress away, whatever it is. But adding these habits to our daily routines can have huge impact on our sleep, and it can give your brain a boost. So it is really, really important to do that. All right. Let's talk about the grocery store lavenders, because you guys, I was just at the state fair a couple weeks ago, and I can't tell you how many people said, "Oh yeah, I use oils." And I'll say, "Okay, what oils are you using?" They're like, "Well, it's, something I bought at Bed Bath and Beyond, or I bought it at Walmart." And I'm like, "Okay." And I have to have a deep breath, right? Do me a favor. I want you to go home. And when you get that bottle out, I want you to look at the ingredients on it, because I will bet you that your bottle will say all kinds of ingredients. And at the very end, it'll say lavender, right? And they're like, "Really?" Like, "Yeah, just do me a favor." And if that's the case, and if that's what you discover, go ahead and throw that in the garbage for me, will you? Because you're just diffusing all these chemicals. And people have no idea. I mean, they truly, it wasn't that they were being, I don't know, like snarky or anything with me, but I was just like, don't just throw them away. That's the best use of that money in that bottle right then. Just throw it away. So oils are everywhere, right? But they're not all created equally. So if you've tried oils and didn't get the results you wanted, it's likely you're using poor oils, or your friend is. But if it was a Young Living oil, it could be just as likely that you need to use it more frequently and more consistently. Because I think a lot of times, and I get in the habit of this sometimes too. I'm in a hurry and I grab an oil and I roll it on, and then I'm off about my day, right? But I don't take time to stop and smell it, and to really let the aroma kind of enter into my limbic system and into my body, and just help me to relax, or whatever it is that I want. And then later might be like, "Well, that didn't help. I'm not relaxed." Well, I'm not using it like I should, right? I'm not being intentional about it. So make sure that you're doing that as well. Um, if you've been around a lot, you know that essential oils industry is not regulated. So companies will label bottles with claims of being pure, even if they contain synthetics, additives, or fragrances. And the other thing to note is that the chemicals used to extract an oil become bound to the oil itself and do not have to be listed on the ingredient list. So just more reasons why we use and choose Young Living only, right? So Young Living is a company dedicated to purity and purpose. And in a world of bottom lines and investor-driven quotas, this family-owned, farm-driven group of people simply want to create the very best sustainable oils and products for the people that you care about and yourself. So Young Living embraces a rigorous quality control standard to help ensure that all products meet strict specifications. Seed to Seal is our commitment that helps ensure that with every pure essential oil and Young Living product that your family uses, you're enjoying the benefits of global resources, industry leadership, and over 2 decades of innovation, giving us that pristine final product that has been created with the sourcing, science, and standards, right? The 3 pillars of Seed to Seal. So let's talk about now sleep routines. Okay. So hopefully you understand about Young Living and why we're choosing them. You can explain it to your friends. Now let's talk about sleep routines. And I kind of already talked about that with, like the diffusing the cedarwood or your lavender or whatever it is that you choose. Just creating nourishing routines in other areas of our lives provides huge changes to our health. Creating that routine around sleep can do the same. And you guys, it does not have to be elaborate. So don't think, like, okay, I've got to do this and I've got to do this and I've got to do this, because that's going to overwhelm you, right? It's just that simple shift. I'm starting my diffuser. I'm, putting my phone in the other room. I'm not sleeping with it. I'm turning off Wi-Fi at the very least, right? Okay, so let's revisit those devices, the phone, tablets, and computers. This is something that when I was researching, learning about for this class, I did not realize this, but how many of you grab your phone first thing in the morning? Like it's first thing you do, or one of the first things you do when you get up? Anybody? I will admit I'm guilty at this. Oftentimes that's what I go and I grab and I start checking it. I don't even know why. Well, I grab it because, my devotions right now are on my phone, which I'm like, I've got to get them off my phone. And so in September, I'm going to do that. Because I sit down to start my devotions, and guess what? I get sucked in answering questions and responding to texts and all the things. And then an hour later, I'm like, oh, I still haven't done my devotions, right? So, but here's the thing, when you reach for those things, okay. You're okay. Hold on. Let me back up. if there's one habit for us to shift, ditching electronics in the bedroom would be the one, okay? Or even ditching the electronic first thing in the morning. So you know how you sleep more lightly when you have to be up for an interview, catch a flight. If I don't get up for an alarm very often, but when I do set my alarm, I do not sleep well the night before because I'm like, am I going to miss it? And what time is it? And so I'm just consciously aware of that, right? You're aware of it. So the same thing happens when we immediately look at our phones or computers in the morning. Our body experiences a rush of anticipatory excitement, almost always subconsciously, that can actually worsen our sleep at night. So ideally, there should be an hour or more from the time you wake up until you're checking your devices. And I'm sure you're like, wait a minute, you just told me I can't look at my phone for 2 or 3 hours before I go to bed. Now I can't look at it for an hour after I wake up, right? Some of you might be in panic mode. I don't know. But here's the thing, it's just try to extend out your time every day before you pick up that phone. So the first day it might be, I'm waiting for 5 minutes and then I can go get my phone, right? Because part of it, honestly, it's that, it's a habit that we get into, but we also get some internal validation. I don't know, like it's that social proof for some of us. I mean, like we can live without this and we really should put it down. And it will help your body and you'll help your sleep as well. Okay. All right. So create an individualized wind down routine. It might be keeping your room cooler, darker, quieter, diffusing, those calm sleep supporting oils, using a fan for quiet noise if you need to. If you struggle with sleep or staying asleep, remove your clock faces from the bedroom. I actually was at a class and there was a sleep lady, she was a sleep specialist. And she said, how many of you, when you wake up in the middle of the night, you look at your clock first thing to see what time it is, right? And everybody's like, well, yeah. She's like, don't do that because that, again, it's just activating your brain and it's interrupting your sleep. And most of us look at the clock and we're like, okay, I got 4 more hours, and then we can't go back to sleep because you've activated your brain. So put the clock down or put a face down. I haven't figured out all the way how to use this, the Aroma Connect clock, I'll just tell you, but I have figured out how to shut off the this light right here, right? And so I still have the light in there and I could use it for bedtime if I needed to. There, all the lights are off. You might not be able to see that because of the lights, but you could still use your alarm even though you don't see the time on this, right? And so this is a great option and you can diffuse with it. And so last night, as I was reading this class before I went to bed and I was like, oh, I don't have any water in here to start my oil diffusers. But I thought, oh, I have RC in here. So I started this and you guys, I slept really, really well because I had even the straight oil diffuser going for a while. So it's just starting that habit, right? Tonight I'll put the water in there and I'll start that because even after all these years of using oils, I get out of the habit too. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to retrain myself to start using things, right? Okay. Let's see. Oh, a couple other things to be aware of. Don't go to bed hungry or overly stuffed. So avoid heavy or large meals within a couple hours of bedtime, because your body is just working too hard on digesting and you'll be thinking about, oh, I just am so full. Or if you're hungry, right, then that's all you start thinking about. So you can have a nutrient dense snack 30 to 60 minutes before bed if needed. That should be things like protein or healthy fats, not the chocolate chip cookie or the ice cream, right? Or the alcohol. Get those out. Avoid nicotine, caffeine, and alcohol, again, 3 hours or more before bedtime. Another big thing to help you as part of a routine to help you get to sleep at night is to do exercise every day and ideally outside because regular physical activity can promote better sleep and being exposed to daylight during the first half of the day helps create healthy melatonin and cortisol levels. So again, I think that was really interesting. All right, give your digestive system a rest. Now, I just said you could eat late at night, but not heavy. Ideally, though, you don't eat, right? Because it won't hurt anyone, most of us, to fast for 12 hours, right? At least before. So, if you have dinner at 7 o'clock at night, Don't eat again until 7 o'clock in the morning. When I first started intermittent fasting, I was like, that's a long time. I'm going to miss my nighttime snack. And then now I've gotten to the point when I eat late at night, and late at night to me is like 8 or 9 o'clock now, that I literally just feel full and icky when I go to bed. And I still oftentimes feel full in the morning and kind of that bloated, right? Because my body has just spent all night trying to digest my food instead of detoxing my body. So something to consider. Okay, so the health of our gut directly affects our mood, our immune system, and our sleep-wake cycle. Our bodies are intricately connected with circulation and nerves, innervating all of our organs, which creates the gut-brain axis. So the health of our gut affects our brains, which includes influencing normal sleep patterns. The bacteria in our bellies or in your gut helps create important chemical messengers in the brain, which is that serotonin and dopamine. And those affect our sleep-wake cycle. When we have an imbalance of bacteria in the gut, serotonin levels decline and sleep issues arise. And the reverse is also true. Sleep affects the microbiome and the microbiome affects sleep. So they have this cyclical relationship. And if one isn't functioning properly, the other will be impacted as well. So a couple of products, and I'm going to talk about some supplements quickly here, that you can use is Alkalign is the first one. Okay, it's an alkaline powder. This is I have the stick pack. I couldn't find the bottle tonight. But so many foods, modern foods are often loaded with hidden sugars and stimulants, and those impede the body's ability to foster a healthy pH balance in the gut. Alkalign works to combat this with high alkaline salts and other yeast-fighting elements such as citric acid and lemon and lime essential oils. Alkalign works as a natural alkalizing supplement to maintain optimal pH in the stomach, which helps give a good balance of bacteria that produces neurotransmitters like serotonin. So especially if you're eating late at night, or if you're feeling like, maybe you stopped eating at 7, but it's 10 o'clock and you're like, oh, I just still feel kind of, take some of this. Your body and your stomach will definitely help you, okay? This is Alkalign. Another big one to keep in mind is probiotics. So we have two options, right? We have Life9 probiotic. This is, well, it's key, and many practitioners are believing that a high quality probiotic can be one of the core pieces to a healthy gut, which in turn is a key to brain, immune, skin health, and more. So everything we eat or drink is sent through the digestive system. So keeping a good balance of bacteria here is crucial. So we have Life9, 9 different bacteria strains. And then we also have the Mighty Pro, which I think has 5 different bacteria strains, if I remember right. So this is like again, it comes in a stick pack, right? Tastes like a pixie stick. It's great for kids. Adults probably need 2 of these because remember, this is made for kids, which are not the same size, most of them as a grown-up, right? So take 2 of these if you want to do that. These are yummy and a great option just to help with your the probiotic and your good gut bacteria. All right, you also have to manage stress. So stress literally affects every part of our health. So finding ways to manage stress and release emotional burdens is critical to all parts of health as well. Put in here what you do to manage stress, okay? Especially if at night, what would you do to relax and to manage stress? One of the things you could do is breathing exercises. So you could breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for 8, breathe out for 4. And ideally you're going to still your mind, right? And calm it as you do so. The gratitude journal is a great one. I figured somebody would write that. So yay. Meditation is another great option. Sometimes you could just go for a short walk, not a long one, because you don't want to, exercise can help your brain start working again, right? But you could go for a short one with your dog or whatever. Or just, maybe just go sit in a chair and breathe. All right, so nourished bodies sleep better. And diet nutrition can influence the quality of your sleep. Certain foods and drinks can make it harder to get the sleep you need. We've already talked about alcohol here. At the same time, getting enough sleep helps us maintain healthy weight, manage stress, recover from exercise, and much more. So when we're giving our bodies vitamins, minerals, and nutrient-dense foods, we have more capability to recover and replenish. A nourished body simply sleeps better. And Ningxia Red is probably our biggest favorite, best supplement, right? It's an antioxidant powerhouse that helps us sleep better, get and keep glowing skin, keep a healthy immune system, have healthy energy levels, and much, much more. So it's made from the wolfberry puree. It has blueberry juice, plum, cherry, aronia, and pomegranate juices. It has grapeseed extract and then the essential oils of yuzu, tangerine, lemon, and orange. It's the highest known protection against the dangerous superoxide free radicals. And it contains so much antioxidant power. It's amazing. Ningxia Red is rich in ellagic acid, polyphenols, flavonoids, vitamins, and minerals, which we all need more of. In addition, it has 18 amino acids. It has 21 trace minerals, beta carotene, and vitamins B1, B2, B6, and vitamin E. So it truly is an excellent whole food source of nutrients that gives energy and strength to the body. And I just explain it to a lot of people, this is your nutrition, because most of us are eating the SAD diet, right? That standard American diet. We all need good nutrition. But Ningxia Red has actually also been clinically proven to improve sleep. And until they did this study in 2020, I was one of those people that occasionally I would drink a shot of Ningxia at a class if I did it at night. But usually I was drinking my Ningxia during the day because I was like, oh, I want to be able to go to sleep. I don't want to stay up, because I know it gives me some energy and it helps my brain work. But in this study that they did, they found that consuming 2 ounces of Ningxia Red daily has been shown clinically to significantly boost overall health and physical function. We all knew that. Decrease daily stress by 23%, improve sleep patterns, and increase time spent asleep. I was like, what? How does it do that, right? It increases your energy levels by 35%, reduces your physical limitations by 36%, can help promote healthy respiratory function, decrease inflammation, and improve healthy inflammatory responses. It can improve focus and cognitive well-being and bolsters immune health. So after they released that study, I'm like, now I'm kind of like, well, it's okay if I drink my Ningxia Red at 7 o'clock at night, as sometimes I'm finishing it during a class because I got busy during the day or whatever, but I know that my body, it craves the power and the all the nutrients in Ningxia Red. And I often add my mineral essence to it too. So I'm getting even more of those great amino acids and trace minerals. All right. So how many of you are dealing with snorers? Anybody? My husband and I go back and forth on who snores most, right? But whether we want to admit it or not, everybody snores a little bit. So it's a natural occurrence due to the relaxed state of your throat that the throat moves into during sleep. For some people, though, it can be severe enough to disrupt sleep. So we can grab our bottle of Valor, right? So grab your Valor. This is a great oil. It has frankincense, black spruce, blue tansy, camphor wood, and geranium essential oils. They help promote balance and grounding. And blue tansy, interestingly, especially when combined with grounding oils like frankincense and spruce, which it is in this blend, is amazing for cueing our central nervous system to calm down and rest. So Valor is one of our favorite oils for releasing emotional blocks and for processing emotions as well. And applying it for sleep could be as easy as putting it on your fingers and putting it on your shoulders, right? So just rubbing it into your shoulders, putting it on the bottom of your feet, back of your neck, and your thumb or your big toe, especially to help with snoring. Okay. You can diffuse Valor, of course, too. I remember one night my husband was snoring really bad, and I think Valor was what I found. And I literally held it above him like this and dripped it down onto his chest. He was laying on his side. And I watched the oil kind of, because it's purple, so you can see it. I watched it roll down his chest. And by the time it got about halfway down, he quit snoring. And I was like, whoo, Valor for the win, right? So this is a power oil. So you can definitely diffuse this one as well. All right, sleep heals your body. We've mentioned all the critical processes that are restored during sleep. So that nervous system, the immunity, critical thinking. But how does it actually happen? And it happens because of the sleep processes and stages. So I'm going to try to go through this fairly quickly. But when we sleep, we cycle through 3 stages of non-rapid eye movement and then 1 stage of rapid eye movement or REM sleep, right? And you guys have probably all heard about REM sleep, but each stage plays a role in healing and recovery, with that REM sleep being incredibly important for recovery and overall health. So stage 1 is where we transition from wakefulness to light sleep and brain activity begins slowing down. And our breathing and heart rate slow, the muscles relax with occasional twitches, and our eye movements decrease. And this allows us to move to stage 2. And in stage 2, we tend to experience low frequency brain waves. They're briefly interrupted by bursts of high frequency brain waves. Eye movements stop, our body temperature drops, and we fall into a period of light sleep. And then in stage 3, it's also called slow wave sleep. And this is a time of deep sleep characterized by even slower brain waves than in stages 1 and 2. This stage of slow brain waves is crucial for you to feel revitalized in the morning. And when our brains are not firing back and forth at a high rate of speed, they can actually recover. Okay, so we need all 3 of these stages, and then we get into REM sleep. So about 90 minutes after you fall asleep, the REM sleep begins. It's marked by intense brain activity, and it's characterized by rapid eye movements, faster breathing, and heart rate and blood pressure similar to waking levels. Most dreaming occurs during the stage, but voluntary muscles like your arms and legs are relaxed. REM sleep is believed to play a role in memory consolidation, learning, and mood regulation. And the first time you cycle through the 4 sleep stages, REM sleep lasts about 10 minutes. But each time you cycle, it gets progressively longer to hopefully about an hour at the end. Okay. And so this is one of the reasons why getting enough sleep is so important. REM sleep is critical for a healthy brain, and we want to give our bodies the opportunity to stay in REM sleep as long as possible. Our body also does a lot of detoxing while we're sleeping, okay? So if we're not sleeping well and we're not getting into REM sleep, all that gunk stays in our body, and the organs and different organs can't detox. All right, so peace and calming. We're in this. I love that they have this one, lay down control, right? So peace and calming is a blend of tangerine, orange, and ylang ylang, patchouli, and blue tansy. And remember that blue tansy and how it combines with other oils. This blend can signal overtired and overworked body systems. It's now a safe space to release stress and tension and enter into rest. I love that. It's incredibly soothing to the emotions, which we mentioned have a big impact on our ability to truly rest. And peace and calming can help our brains lay down control, release pain and trauma, and move forward from a place of safety. So this is a great blend to reach for when you feel out of your depth, when you feel out of control, or maybe you're just feeling uneasy. That blue tansy in it is calming for our central nervous system. And when combined with those uplifting citrus oils, the grounding patchouli and the relaxing ylang ylang, they can all help us usher in a feeling of soul level rest. And isn't that what we want, right? We just really want that soul level, like I am rested. Another one is cedarwood. We talked about this one earlier. This is great for everything from focus to skincare to sleep. It's one I always have on hand. This is a very economical oil. So if you are working with somebody on a budget, or it's a pretty strict budget, a bottle of cedarwood is going to be a huge gift for them to have, okay? Or for you to have. So remember when we talked about essential oil science and mentioned the constituents or the individual components of an oil? So cedarwood is high in constituents called sesquiterpenes. Those are really oxygenating to the brain. They stimulate that limbic system of the brain, in turn elevating our mood and calming the body. They work with our brain and body to actually calm and lower the brain waves from states of excited to focused or focused to meditative and sleep. So cedarwood can literally help us slow down our brain waves to set the stage for rest. And isn't that amazing, right? So maybe we all need to get some cedarwood out, right? I love to put this one just on my forehead when I just, I need to calm my head down and my brain down. Um, but if you're, you can diffuse it certainly as well. If your skin's feeling dry, you can grab that cedarwood. If you're feeling emotionally blocked, if you're looking for lush hair and lashes, cedarwood is your oil, you guys. It is fantastic for so many things. And it can release blocks against learning. I'll tell you more about a story of that later, okay? So we're running out of time. So a few other oils, sleepy oils. Everybody has their favorites, right? We all have our own nuances when it comes to sleep. Maybe I kind of need some noise at this point, and I do not want heavy blankets on when I go to bed. Somebody else might be like, nope, I got to be all wrapped up and covered up. So the same way that we all have preferences that make our sleep better, we all have oils that we like that work a little better for us when it comes to sleep. So we've talked about cedarwood, we've talked about peace and calming and valor. Another one is sleepy eyes. And sleepy eyes combines some of our absolute favorites for sweet sleep. It has lavender, geranium, Roman chamomile, tangerine, bergamot, sacred frankincense, valerian, and rue. So it's already pre-diluted. It's specially formulated for the little oilers in your life, kind of age 2+. I really love it, especially when I'm traveling. There's something about this blend that I can diffuse or put on my forehead, and it helps me to relax when I'm in an unfamiliar place, right? But your kids will also, if you can diffuse this one, put it on their feet if you want, to help promote relaxation, tranquility, and create a calming and restful atmosphere. And then, of course, we have lavender essential oil. Like, this is a grandmother of all oils. It's so versatile. It goes for skincare, relaxation, seasonal air quality issues, first aid, and definitely for sleep. So this one's great to diffuse. You can make a linen spray out of it. You can apply it topically. You can take it internally as well. We have the lavender vitality, and just know that however you use it, it's a tool to help you sleep, to help you relax, and to rest. And then we also have that seedlings calm. So this is one that's specially made for babies, right? Babies and parents. It has the soft, relaxing floral notes in it to just bring dreamland to you or to the baby. Which is a great, it combines lavender, coriander, bergamot, ylang ylang, and geranium to create the most relaxing atmospheres. It was specially designed to help parents and babies unwind during their nighttime routine. And if we can teach our babies and then our toddlers and, then as they grow a routine, and so many of us do that really well when they're little, and then we get out of it and we allow them to get out of that routine too. But just to remember and to continue to remind them and teach them that routines are important to help our body to relax. All right, 2 more oils, quick. Tranquil we have as a roller. This is a favorite for sleep because it combines lavender, cedarwood, and Roman chamomile. Plus it comes in that roller. So all you have to do is roll it right on your forehead or back of your neck, your shoulders. You can roll it on your chest and your wrist. Apply it on the bottom of your feet before bedtime. We have Rutavala. Now, this is a love-hate one, I think, for people. This has 3 oils, powerhouse oils for sleep: Ruta, lavender, and valerian. The valerian has been synonymous for sleep for centuries. Okay, so a lot of countries love it. It's kind of a tough one because that rue is pretty powerful. But if you don't like it, put it on your feet, put socks on, or just put it on your feet and get your feet under the cover so you don't have to smell it. But this encourages a restful night. You can massage it into your neck and shoulders to unwind and decompress after a long day. My daughter used to drop this one on. She had a huge giant teddy bear that she would sleep on, and she would drop it on the bear's leg to sleep on it. And I was like, oh, because it's not one of my favorite oils, but it would knock her out. I mean, it was like the best sleep aid for her, and then she always woke up really calm and relaxed and like ready, well rested. So All right, another thing is the Calm, oh, I just put it over there, the Calm CBD roll-on. So this is, we have, hopefully you know, we have a CBD line of products. And if you need to, you know, kind of up the ante when it comes to relaxing and quieting your mind, creating a peaceful nighttime environment, and supporting a worry-free outlook, you can give the CBD Calm roll-on a try. It contains high quality CBD with 0.0% THC and an array of sleep supporting essential oils like frankincense, lavender, orange, vetiver, ylang ylang, and some other ones that create a peaceful, relaxing environment. And this roll on, I love it because you can just roll it across, you know, your forehead, back of your neck, wherever. And it can help calm your racing thoughts and soothe your brain, especially at bedtime. And then just a few sleep supporting supplements, because we just came out with some that are so good, right? So we have now this super magnesium. It does magnesium in itself does so much for the body. It's involved in over 300 processes for the body, from protein synthesis to muscles, nerve function, healthy glucose and blood pressure levels, DNA synthesis, and glutathione, which is the body's primary antioxidant production. So it also helps the body relax into sleep and execute all those healing processes when levels are ideal. And it helps your bowels work, okay? So all of that is like, it's a game changer. This super magnesium is the ultimate in magnesium supplementation. It combines the power of bioavailable, which means easily absorbable magnesium from the Irish Sea with the power of melon juice concentrate and bergamot essential oil to maintain healthy magnesium levels in the body all day long. So this really is a great option to help your body win. We have ImmuPro, another powerhouse supplement that our immune system needs, and this immune system and sleep, since they're intricately connected, with one thing affecting the other. So we need to keep our healthy immune system, and getting enough quality sleep is crucial to our health, right? So these are chewable tablets. You can see here, they're just little round tablets that they contain the Ningxia wolfberry, that powerful antioxidant. Contains zinc, selenium, and melatonin, which is a natural sleep hormone for restorative rest when you're not at your best. You can use these when you feel your defenses going down, whenever you travel, or anytime you want a little boost. I have some friends that even for their little people, they cut these in half and then quarters, and they give them just a little quarter of this to help their kiddos to sleep. Okay, so it's a great option for that. And then they just came out with this deep night essence. This is an herb and essential oil capsule. It offers a nature-based long-term solution to support healthy sleep habits over time. You can see it's just a capsule here. Unlike short-term sleep aids, it will not cause any drowsy side effects the next day. It's melatonin-free, so you can use it as long as you need. And when you pair it with the super magnesium, this could be your powerhouse combination for healthy sleep, okay? Deep Night Essence also helps the brain's natural processes that clean up toxins or waste during the sleep. So this is a great sleep supplement. And if you've tried this in the last month, I hope you'll stay on after we're done here, and you can share a story or two, okay? And then we also have the Kids Sense Unwind. So this is kind of it is a powder magnesium supplement. It's a longer stick pack than Mighty Pro, but it's similar to this. It's formulated to help promote a state to reduce restlessness and improve focus and mental clarity at home and in the classroom. So your kiddos can use it as well. Sorry, I just lost my page here. So even though it's developed for kids, it is a favorite for adults too. That's what I wanted to say. This combines calming ingredients like L-theanine, 5-HTP, and magnesium with sleep-supporting essential oils of lavender, Roman chamomile to help the mind and body wind down at the end of the day. And then the last one I want to just talk about is we have some CBD oils as well. Okay. So as research emerges on CBD, we're learning more and more how it helps our bodies maintain homeostasis, which is that state of stability. And we know that CBD is incredibly soothing to both the mind and the body. So because of this, many people use the CBD oil in their nightly routine. So you can put drops. So you can see here, it's just drops. You can do a few drops. You can use it on your face to help you relax, maybe up here on your forehead. You can also put it in your mouth, take it internally. It comes, I think it's still, that we have a cinnamon, cool mint, and citrus flavors. And I believe they all come in 500 and 1,000 milligram doses as well. Okay. All right, so we probably need to talk about a sleep wellness box. Young Living makes it really easy to get started. And most of us, hopefully, about our wellness box or wellness program. You get to choose an area of health to work on or a lifestyle need that fits your home and family. You add products to your cart and then to your loyalty cart, and then you earn rewards and enjoy all the benefits and the amazing products you've chosen showing up on your doorstep each month. And you get to change them each month, which I love because sometimes I have the same product on, but a lot of times I'm changing them out. So literally it's the easiest thing ever. So maybe you want to look at, if you're really looking at sleep and like, okay, I just need to sleep. Hopefully I said something here that you're like, oh, I need to try that one. Maybe you need to try the Deep Night Essence and the Super Magnesium, right? Or Deep Night Essence and Peace and Calming. Rutavalor roll-on would be another one. Lavender. I mean, if you don't have lavender, get lavender and cedarwood and just start using these. But one of the best things and the most beautiful things about natural health is that there is no one size fits all solution. There are lots of tools and resources at your disposal to help you create a completely customized health routine that meets your needs, right? Because your needs are different than my needs. And we need to, we get to cater this to your needs so that we are helping you get the best that you want. You never have to feel lost or overwhelmed about what to do, where to start, what to add, or how to use products, because you get us. You get a community of people who are here to help you achieve your wellness goals and to ask questions and to get all kinds of information. Because again, we succeed when you succeed. And we want you to not just buy products, but to use your products and to really start to implement them into your routine and into your lifestyle, because it just makes a huge difference. So we do have a loyalty rewards program. If you like making life simpler, saving money, getting free products and a good discount, this one's for you. When you order your Young Living favorites via the loyalty rewards program, you earn reward points that work like product credits. You gain access to exclusive oils, you save money, and have it all show up at your doorstep whenever you want it. So I love the easy button. I hope you do too. And, the thing about sleep, again, it's not a one size fits all thing, but there are options for everyone. And I truly believe that with my whole core, is that there is an option for you that if you haven't found it yet, keep looking, keep trying a different product. Stick around now. I'm going to turn off the recording and we're going to be able to talk about real life stories, right? That's the best part of these calls. And what you're finding to help you with your sleep. So if you're not a member, get back with whoever shared this with you, let them know. And I say a member, if you're not part of Young Living, let them know you have questions, let them know you're ready to get started. You need their link because you want to be connected with them, because then you get our community and we are here to help you. You also want to ask them for their 10% off code. So don't forget to ask your person for that. And I hope you have a great night. Thanks for joining.